Hi, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Today's a very, very beautiful morning, just like any other day. I felt revived in the morning, and right now I'm just listening to a song by Pastor Gift Kaputula. I woke up singing this song today. It's one of the songs that encouraged me the time that I was going through depression in my marriage. It's one of the songs that really just gave me zeal, and it's one of the songs I would use to talk to God and just get to interact with Him. So I found myself singing this song. Um, the song is titled Nimwebene Yawe. So in the morning, I found myself singing this song, and then I remembered I had an encounter the time that he had just released this song. So I felt there's a reason to why this song has come in my spirit today. And I know I've also been planning to do a talk on the consequences of bitterness. Some of you might have watched my video, the one that's titled I Chose to Let Go, where I talk about how I held on to my marriage and how I became bitter because I was holding on to something that wasn't working out. So today I just said, okay, fine. Let me start by talking about bitterness. I know I mentioned about what bitterness did to me at that particular time. So I felt I needed to just share an experience that I encountered the time that I was so bitter because I could not see my prayer manifesting concerning my marriage. I could not see restoration happening, and this person that I loved so much was not loving me and the like. So I became bitter. So one night, I'm in my bedroom with my boys. They sleep off. Then I we had a power cut. So I'm also lying on the bed with them. Then I slept off as well. Like, it was like a sleep. It's like I went into a deep sleep, and then I just saw this darkness. Then all of a sudden, I saw this spirit. There was a ray of light, and there was a spirit that was talking to me in that darkness. It was so dark, but then I could see the spirit. There was some form of a ray of light, like a ray of light outside the spirit. It was so dark, but there was like a ray of light just outside the spirit. So the spirit says to me, Mawa, I have come to get you. You are dead. Then I said, me? Dead? Why? Then I'm like, but I've left my children there. I can't die now. We are all alone in the house. What will happen? Um, that happened in 2019. Yeah, that was in 2019, just after a few months um, after delivering my youngest son. So I was also in the process of recovering from my labor. Then I start arguing with the spirit. I'm like, you can't get me now. I have so much that I need to do. I'm like, God has said I need to do so much, and I literally have not started. You know what I'm doing now, this kind of ministry that I'm doing now, is something that God spoke to me a long time ago and that I needed to do, but I did not know where to start. I would start, I would get discouraged, I would fall back. But I believe the time is now because it was ripe and it's time to preach Jesus and it's time to speak restoration over people's marriages. It's just time to be a testimony so that other people can learn and should not take things for granted in their marriages and should not take a marital covenant very lightly. So, okay, back to my story. So, I'm arguing with the spirit of death. Then I said to him, I can't die now because I have so much to do. Then I decided to ask the spirit of death, but why have I died now when I know that I'm not supposed to die now? Then I remember I mentioned, I haven't even started my women's ministry that God said I should start. By the way, I actually decided to embark on my women's ministry, and the name came so clearly, and I think for a long time I struggled on naming the ministry, but finally, when I was praying with my friends Nancy and Martha, God gave us a name, and the name of the ministry is Twikatane Women's Ministry, and the theme of the ministry is We Are Envoys. So okay, so now I asked the spirit of death, why have I died? Because my time is not now. And he says to me, okay, Mao, the reason you have died. So I'm going to mention names. I won't say the exact names. I'll just say either say X or Y or say John and Mary so that I am not implicated in any way. Okay. So this video is not intended for distorting anybody, but just for the purpose of just trying to teach others on what bitterness can do to you. So I asked the spirit of death, but why have I died? Then the spirit of death says, the reason you have died is because of John. Then I'm like, John, what do you mean? What has John done? And I'm told, John is connected to Mary. So Mary is angry because of you. John is not able to facilitate certain things that he is supposed to facilitate with Mary. So Mary has decided to go ahead and do witchcraft on you. So I'm like, me, witchcraft working on me? I tell the spirit of death, how can witchcraft work on me? And then I'm like, because I'm a child of God. And believe you me, I was on fire. I knew that I was for Christ. My discernment was on point. My prophecy was on point. I was like, me, child of Christ, witchcraft working on me? How? Hello? Then he says, yes, witchcraft worked on you. This person is actually in a cult. She's a cultist and she managed to actually do witchcraft on you. Then I'm like, but how? And then the spirit just says, you are bitter. The reason you have died is because you are bitter. Then he says to me, yes, this is a premature death, but because of bitterness. That is the opening that the enemy used to get you. So you have died because you are bitter. So I need to get you because you've died. Then I tell the spirit that I can't die because I have the work of God that I have not even embarked on, that I need to. Then he now says, okay, fine. You need to convince me why I shouldn't get you. I said all these things. I said, no, because my children cannot remain alone, blah, 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 blah. I was still dead. Nothing happened. But the moment I said these words, I said, I'm more than a conqueror. I am an overcomer. I overcame death with Christ. Boom. I was there lying on my bed and power had just come. My body felt so cold, felt so cold, like I was in a fridge. So I remember, just for me to get to confirm if really I had gone, I had a thermometer. So I decided to get a thermometer. I placed the thermometer in my armpits just to check my temperature. Believe you me, what I saw, my temperature was like at 0. So this was like a confirmation for me to say, really, I had gone. I remember I even took a photo of it because when I shared with some of my friends on what happened, I even did a screenshot just to show them this is how my temperature was and the like. So I just wanted to share that so that people could get to learn that really bitterness is very bad. And I was a bitter person that was actually going through persecution in my marriage. And when I say persecution, it means I was receiving a lot of abuse, a lot of torture, those mental torture, mental abuse, psychological issues. I was depressed because I was going through rejection and I was all prayed up. But despite being all prayed up, I was bitter. And because I was bitter, that spell managed to work on me. But I thank Jesus Christ for the wisdom installed in us that I was able to overcome death. So if you're going through a situation, don't allow bitterness to take the best of you. You might be going through a situation, you might be praying so hard and you don't realize that you're actually bitter. So spend time to ask God to reveal to you if you're really bitter, because sometimes you don't even realize that you're bitter. So if you want to know that you're bitter, watch out for the type of prayers that you pray. The moment you find yourself praying for vengeance, That's one of the signs of bitterness. The day you will get healed and recover, you'll begin to pray for salvation for those particular people that are injuring you. So I don't have much time. I'm at work. I'm supposed to go somewhere. So I decided that I can do a very quick video just to get to encourage somebody and the like. So thank you for watching and enjoy your lunch.